Oh my God, already. Spice hits you so quick. Let's cut this thing into steaks.
We lost the side. We're gonna try and recover it.
Delicious, underrated.
The mocha. It's gonna get more fun when we start cooking, I promise. Our sauce is ready. We are cruising. Oh man, my hair was shorter then. I can see that now. Hello everybody, I'm Crilly. This is the ChefSteps Studios. Welcome to CHEFSTEPS Live, Valentine's Day edition. We're gonna show you all sorts of cool tips and tricks and hacks around Valentine's Day today. We're gonna talk about all things chocolate, steak. It's the internet's two favorite things, at least when it's Valentine's Day anyways. We've got an amazing recipe for a chocolate butter that's gonna go on a steak, which I'm gonna cook with our special guest. His name's Matt, he's a good buddy of mine. You know him as a cook named Matt from TikTok and Instagram. Hi, it's this guy. I love it. We'll show you how to cook all sorts of amazing steaks later today. Okay, until then, we've got some other amazing things going on. We're gonna call a chocolate scientist. We're gonna call up some audience members to ask all sorts of great questions. You can ask Rebecca, our chocolate doctor from Jetard Chocolate. We're also going to cook up a crazy souffle. We're gonna cook a basic one that you can use to impress all your friends and guests today. And Nick's gonna also cook the world's largest souffle. As far as we can tell anyways, we were scouring the internet the last couple days. Can't really find a souffle this big anywhere, at least one that's really good, you know? So we're gonna talk about what makes a perfect souffle and how to capture that in a nice, big, giant way, okay? So Nick's gonna show you how to do that later. And during our Q&A and towards the end of the show, we're gonna give away some amazing aprons. These are our new aprons from Ellen at Henley & Bennett. They're awesome. Matt's wearing one, I'm wearing one. Chef Nick over in the main kitchen studio is wearing one. How you doing, Nick?
Hello, thanks for coming.
Look how cute these aprons are. Nick, you look good, I like your hat. All right, cool. So that's it. We got a lot of good stuff for you guys today. I can't wait to get started. Why don't we just get to it? First things first, we're gonna start our souffles because these take a few minutes to bake, okay? So towards the whole show today, we're gonna show you a couple steaks, souffles, a couple other little tips and tricks along the way, but Nick's gonna kick us off with how to make a bulletproof chocolate souffle. And this isn't just any chocolate souffle, this is the one that ChefSteps has had on our site for a handful of years. Nick's worked on it for a long time. Every time we learn something new, we add it to the website and refine it too. So when you go to chefsteps.com and you get the recipe, you're gonna know it's bulletproof, it's gonna work, it's flawless. So he's gonna walk you through that right now, and he's gonna also set up his giant souffle. So check it out. Mmm, that looks tasty. I want that.
Hey everybody, let's talk souffle. If you're not familiar with them, souffles are typically a dessert that's slightly sweet, wicked airy, unctuous, molten in the middle, and typically found at high-end restaurants. So even professional chefs are kind of intimidated by these because they have to be made to order. So at home, I can imagine you're even more intimidated by it. So I'm going to be showing you my just about almost foolproof souffle that I've developed for about 10 years now and constantly created updates for it. So I stand by this one. It's my favorite recipe out there, and I know you can do it. Lots of people at ChefSteps have. So it's kind of 4 parts to making a souffle. One is choosing your vessel. So with your vessel, you're always going to want a ramekin that's going to be wider than it is tall. Also, straight edges to it. That's going to give you stability. So the first myth that I've always ran into with souffles is a lot of chefs talk to you about buttering the edges. Buttering is going to help lubricate it, allowing the souffle to rise. A lot of chefs say you're supposed to brush it upwards, helping the souffle rise straight up. No, 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 no. That makes no sense to me when you think about it, because that butter is going to be the first thing to melt. So it's no longer going to be these little beautiful racing stripes that you're going to think that's going to project your souffle straight up. So all you need to do, a little bit of butter, nothing special to it, get it in the ramekin. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just wipe all the edges. There's a few clumps, don't worry about it, just wipe them off. So another thing that I would like to debunk, and not all chefs do this, but most of them use flour. I don't like to use the flour because as the souffle rises, that flour is not actually hydrated. So you're going to have these kind of white blotchiness on the outside. It's like dry and dusty. So I actually prefer to use granulated sugar. That sugar is going to dissolve and it's going to get a nice crackly edge to it as well as a shine. So once you have your butter in there, pour in a good amount of sugar. So the trick is make sure the bottom's coated, give it a little shake, and then you're just going to take it over your next vessel, just dance it around the edges. Pouring it into the next one, that way we're not wasting any sugar. Again, repeat, shake it, and the next. So for the last little bit, you don't need to get rid of it. Save it for your coffee, other baking applications.
Nick, how many souffles have you made?
Oh, God.
All time.
Thousands. Okay. This is my favorite one to make, though. So your molds are made. You can do this a day in advance, or you can just do it right away. I don't find it difficult. I just like to bang it out. So we'll set these aside. That's step one. All right, step two. Let's look at our ingredients here. So we have our milk with sugar, and then we got our dark chocolate. This is 70% dark chocolate. You can also use milk chocolate if you want. I like this because it adds a little bit of bitterness because we're already adding more sugar to it in the milk and also in the meringue. Here we have our egg yolks. Richness kind of helps emulsify everything. What's this little ball? This is going to be our PGF, pre-gelatinized flour. This is a concept that's typically used in Japan and China for like Tangzang milk bread, for example, that you're probably familiar with. So what it does is it's going to retain moisture, have a tighter crumb, and it's going to be super moist. But the reason why I use this technique in the souffle is it adds stability. So first things first, we're going to bring our milk up to a boil.
Love that sound.
Okay.
So Harry Potter.
So yeah, the ingredients in this, so it's going to be whole butter, bread flour, and salt. So all you have to do is mash it together with your fingers. Really easy. It's kind of like Play-Doh. What's nice about this too, instead of adding those ingredients on their own, is it's not going to clump, which you're going to see shortly. Okay. Sorry, I should add this already heated for you.
Now?
Okay, let's move this into the middle, because this is where it gets fun. Okay. Right, again, it's just milk, a little bit of sugar, just about at a boil, that's close enough. Add this puppy in. Come on, get on in there, get in there.
So Nick, that's just butter and flour and
salt.
milk right now, and a little salt.
Yep, and the milk and sugar.
Oh, hey. Again, the whole recipe's on ChefSteps.com. You don't have to take notes right now. Just sit back and relax. Nick's done this about 1,000,000 times.
So it's really cool to see the texture change as the starch hydrates.
When we get into the giant souffle and setting that up, Nick, I want to dig into why you're hydrating the starch.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into all of this a little bit deeper.
Talk about the science of the
We just want to get
housewives.
these into the oven so you can see the results sooner than later. Check this out. I don't know if you're familiar with palm-belly goat. Boom, look at that stringiness. So I'm gonna cook this for about 4 minutes. One thing that's a little tricky about this is you're not gonna notice too much of a visual change because it's super elastic at this point. But what we're doing, and the reason why I time it on about medium to medium-high heat, is we're trying to cook out as much of the moisture as possible, as well as make sure all the starch is hydrated. That starch will become to be a little bit more translucent, but you might not notice that as much because we have butter in there. So, okay. Chocolate. All right, we're gonna melt our chocolate. Give that a mix. Add in our yolks.
Yummy. Let's just eat it just like that. Done.
Okay, now you see the yolks go in and it'll begin to emulsify. Check that out, it's a lot smoother now.
I like that we're slowing down a little bit and getting into the details.
All right, that's our base. This is going to give us stability. Okay, well that's cool enough. We're going to whip our whites. Boom.
Looks good.
All right. So once you start to get some air into these eggs, we're going to add some sugar into them, and we're going to bring them to stiff peaks. So I don't know if you want to watch me do it. It's a good workout, body by Soufflé, but you can use a stand mixer.
Body by Soufflé. I love that.
But that's it. When you come back to me, we're going to hopefully have these at stiff peaks, and we're going to fold in the base and put in the oven.
All right. This is ChefSteps.com for anybody who hasn't seen before. This is how our recipes are laid out. Most of our recipes are free. All the recipes you're going to see today are free on ChefSteps.com. There's lots of tools and buttons on .com too to help you master in the recipe and dial in the recipe just the way you want. You can scale it to your mold. You can scale it to the batch you have. Lots of tips and tricks. ChefSteps is all about the hows and whys of cooking, so you can cook smarter and easier and have more fun. Let's see, where's the step next on? Added chocolate. Let's see, we did that. Add egg yolks. You did that. Pretty much done. You just have to bake them, right?
Almost there.
I love it. Okay, so from here, you've got to fold in some egg white, your base. And then what about getting it in the mold? Is there anything else you feel like everybody's got to know if they're going to make this thing on Valentine's Day? You're going from your mix to molding. You've already buttered and sugared it.
No, I wouldn't say so. The main thing, it's already in the video too, but once you fill it up, make sure it's doming a little bit over the ramekin, because you're going to scrape it flat. That's going to give you an even rise when it goes into the oven.
Are you going to show us how to do that in maybe a second?
Yeah.
What oven are you going to use?
I'm going to be using a countertop oven, the BOV 950 Joule Smart Oven. You can use this in the normal oven you have at home. You just want to make sure there's enough clearance for that soufflé to rise without burning on the top.
I don't think we have any bumper for you, but anybody who's watching can download the Joule Oven app too and check it out. This app has this recipe that works with autopilot in the oven. It's pretty sweet. So more on that later though, I think. All right. Yes, I love it. Okay. So one of the cool things I love about these shows is we get so many folks from all over the world calling in. And I can't wait to talk with you guys later. I'm sure Rebecca, our chocolate doctor, is going to want to hear all your questions. We've got Christian out of Denmark. Super excited. Maybe we get to chat later, Christian. Stefan out of Seattle. We got a local one. Sarah out of Scottsdale. Andre out of Waterlook. Where's Waterlook? I've never heard of Waterlook. Does anybody know where Waterlook is? There's a lot of faces. Somebody's got to know where Waterlook is. All right. We've got Anindith out of India. I want to know where in India. I lived in India for a year and a half. It's a wild place. I love it. It's beautiful. Chef Daniel. Oh, we got a chef online, too, out of San Francisco. Chef Daniel out of San Francisco. I want to hear your comments. How's Nick doing over here? Dwayne out of Alberta, Canada. Nikki from Denmark. And Melissa from South Carolina. I love all the faces from all over the place. It's awesome.
Cool, I want to show you this real quick. So I like to add in the egg whites in 3 stages. The first stage you don't need to be that careful with, because people think of folding as being super delicate. The first stage is just to thin it out, because that chocolate is really thick. Once it's well incorporated, then you go into the next 2 stages of folding.
This is like folding in any meringue technique. So this is a cool technique that you can use when you're making like a big fluffy, one of the big Japanese pancakes, or you're making the meringue with the macaron, the French macaron. Anytime you're folding in a meringue, you want to do like 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts like Nick's doing.
Yep. Break up those large chunks.
It looks like you messed it up, Nick.
Looks like I messed it up.
Just kidding. I know where you're going with this. You made it a million times. about to look really pretty. Everything Nick does looks so pretty in the end.
All right, after the final. I feel like I'm under the gun here.
I'm getting distracted by watching the show over here. This is cool. Nick, you're so good.
Trying my best.
What size batch did you do over here? How many are you making?
So I developed this recipe to do 3 8-ounce ramekins. The reason being, if it was a romantic meal for 2, in case one doesn't come out perfect, you have that extra one that you can hide.
Hide / just dig into.
Yeah.
These are so good. These are these are by far my favorite soufflés I've ever had. Breakfast, brunch, lunch, or dinner soufflé.
Cool, just about there. I like to tip the bowl to see if there's any spots I'm missing.
I can't wait till it's my turn to whisk.
Okay, let's fill these ramekins. I like to do it on parchment so I don't get my table dirty.
This is the OCD in Nick. Mmm. You know, when I was growing up, we would get those instant box cake mix, and I would make it exactly as the instructions were prescribed, except I wouldn't bake it. I would just eat it out of the bowl and watch a movie. I just had a flashback watching you pour these in there right now.
So like I said, we're gonna dome it over.
I want a German chocolate souffle, like with the coconut. So this is the part you were mentioning earlier.
So we're gonna scrape it flat.
So Nick, tell them about, this is the last little part for the tip and trick before they bake. What were you saying about the dome part?
The dome part?
Yeah, you said you want to...
Oh, yeah. So you like to overfill them slightly.
Yeah.
That way you can get a nice clean scrape so the top is flat. From here, we're going to just wipe the edges. That way you don't have to do it later on. Doesn't need to be perfect.
So,
and the final thing...
They don't need to be perfect.
A lot of chefs, they like to put their thumb in there and run it all the way around. They think it helps with the lift off. I just like to clean it up with just the tip of a paper towel.
Thank you. Cool. Knew it wasn't French. Just kidding. But you're doing it.
No, I do it with the paper towel. I do it really thin.
So as you can tell, they don't have to be perfect, just like Nick described. I can't wait to see what perfect is. We just want your Valentine's Day to be amazing, you know?
Cool. Onto a pan. That way these soufflés, if they do go over, fall over, whatever, they're not burning in your oven. So let's head to the oven and get these going for about 17 minutes.
Is this 3 soufflés for the modern couple?
For the modern couple, yeah.
Love it.
On the bottom rack, near the bottom.
One for me, and one for her, and one for her.
So again, 17 minutes for an 8-ounce ramekin at 375. Soufflés wait for nobody. So back to you, Grant. Let's see what you can do in that amount of time.
Wait, how much time do I have?
17 minutes.
Ah! Okay, I can do a couple things. First thing I'm gonna do is get ready for Matt and my chocolate steak. I'm gonna make the chocolate butter. Why don't we play that little reel real quick? So I'll show you the little pop right here. This is what we're gonna be making later. Beautiful steak. We're gonna cook 2 ways. But first, I'm gonna show you the chocolate butter. It's really simple. Rather than, wait, I want the sound. There you go, now we can get started. Okay, so again, recipes on ChefSteps.com. It's free, you can go check it out right now, but I wouldn't bounce. Stay here, hang out, make it later. First thing we're gonna do is get a bunch of red wine, a little bit of onions, and reduce it. I don't want to bore you and have you watch wine reduce. It just bubbles and steams and goes away. That's all you get to see. But here it is. Here's what it looks like once it's reduced. Da 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 da. Mmm. Can we see a top down here? Oh no. Look at that. Okay, so this is our red wine reduction. And here's what I'm gonna do. I wanna make sure it's nice and toasty, so I'm gonna go off screen a little bit here again. I just wanna warm it up. I've got butter, because we're making chocolate butter. I've got chocolate, and I've got cocoa. So I've got the cocoa because I don't want to just have like this sugary chocolate steak, right? My red wine's got nice tannins in it, and I've got a teeny bit of herb flavor. There's lots of thyme and bay leaf and all that in there. And I'm going to use the chocolate to kind of firm up the butter. That fat's going to firm it up once it's cold. Then the cocoa is going to add a lot more dark, bitter chocolate flavor, which is really nice with the steak, so it's not sugary butter or something. So you don't really need this very hot. Again, it's already reduced. Here, just so you can see it. I'm just gonna pop these guys in. It's kind of like just if you're making a ganache so far. So I want to warm all my chocolate. Easy peasy. You could chop it with a knife. You could probably throw them in whole if you want. But all I'm doing here is melting chocolate. And we talk about this a lot in the chef world. You don't want to burn your chocolate. You don't want to scorch it. You don't want to split it. You can overcook it by boiling it too much, I just want to melt it and emulsify it in, because this chocolate's already emulsified with lecithin and cocoa butter and all that good stuff. So let's not undo it. Let me ask Chef Nick something. Did you scale this chocolate? Should I use it all?
That chocolate is scaled.
Whew, because I'm adding it all. So this is how much you trust your team, It's okay, you don't have to be precise with this one. Some recipes at ChefSteps you want to be precise with. This one, you can go crazy on the butter, the chocolate, you can dial it in just the way you want. So I've got my chocolate here, melting. I'm gonna get a little more heat on it. Right, butter, of course, always butter. Check this out. How much butter should we add? This is where I need the live audience outside. More butter. I didn't hear you. How much? More butter. Cool. So this I'm just trying to soften. And again, I don't want to actually split the butter either, I don't want to split into oil and break it. So this is what I like to do. Just add a little bit of heat. I'm gonna save this for some of my steaks. That's a lot of butter. Back to the heat. If my burner was here, I would do it in front of you, but I want to give you guys a little bit of top down, so. Let's see. It's like not very exciting to watch it melt, This is where you do like a time lapse or something, but we're live. How do you do a live time lapse? Don't cut yet, it's almost ready. They almost tried bumping me because my ratings were dropping just then. All right, here we go. This is what we're looking for. I'm gonna bring it right back to you, camera. So, see how, look at that. Oh, I'm not split, I'm not boiling it. You're just melting it just like you're making a ganache. And I'm gonna add some dark cocoa. And I'm gonna add a little bit of salt right now. I thought I had Matt's special salt. Maybe it's outside.
It's outside.
Oh. Well, I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt. Salt goes a long way in reducing tannins. I got the red wine in there. Salt's gonna pull down the bitterness even more in the cocoa. You think sugar does it, but it doesn't. Salt pulls down tannins. Okay, so check this out. We're emulsifying. It looks like we're making brownies. It looks like I'm making another souffle or something, but I'm not. Easy from here. While it's warm, this is where you want to emulsify it. So you have a nice, thin, melted, chocolatey butter, all right? So a little bit longer. There's enough heat in this whole pan here that I don't need to be on the stove. Butter doesn't need much energy to melt, nor does chocolate. I think M&M's already solved that with their technology. Okay. So almost there. I got a couple more lumps of butter here. Just want to make sure it's all mixed in. Hey, Nick.
What's up, Grant?
Or anyone, can I grab a rag? Just realized I don't have any towels. I'm like a chef without a towel. It's so embarrassing. Thank you, brother. Cool. I'm making a mess. All right, so this is where the magic happens. I'm gonna put this aside, clean up my mess. Ice, okay? I've got crushed ice, doesn't matter. You can have ice bowl of, ice water. And then I've got a second bowl on top. This is kind of like the opposite of tempering chocolate here. Rather than going from melt to cold to melt to cold to heat, I'm gonna take all this chocolate here. It's gonna start to chill pretty quick. Look how pretty that is though. I know it just looks like chocolate, but you can't taste it. It tastes like red wine and thyme and pepper. It's gonna be amazing with a steak. Okay, this though you don't wanna walk away from. Now that it's on ice, I wanna stir it. And it's gonna start to chill and get cold. Yeah, check that out. Whoa, oh look, I can see my frame here. I got cocoa, look, a little knife. Oh, cute. We're cooking. It's a whole scene now. Love it. All right, so all I'm doing here is chilling it while agitating it. So the butter is gonna start to solidify, the chocolate's gonna start to solidify, but if I keep mixing it, I'm gonna end up with kind of like a airy mousse. So I'm gonna start whipping it as soon as it chills and as soon as it starts to thicken. And it'll go from dark chocolate looking like this to kind of like a pale, moussey butter. What's up, Rick?
Hey, Grant. I was trying to work, and then there was all this noise that are you cooking?
I'm cooking. I'm making chocolate butter for our steaks. Okay, I can start to see it thickening here. It's thickening on the edges. This is when you don't want to walk away. If you have to walk away, just take it, put it over here, take it off the ice, you're fine. I love it. I can't wait to put this on a steak later. Matt, you want to try this? Just give me like a little finger dab. We'll add in the pan like some thyme and some salt.
It's kind of dirty. I like it.
Yeah. Dirty chocolate. I want even more herbs.
I like your spinny action too.
Right? I don't know why I do that.
You want me to
it's
help?
just like, thank you. Thank you.
So why do you go counterclockwise?
Well, I've done this, and then it starts to fly up the edges. That centrifugal force starts to throw it everywhere, and we can do that like spirograph chocolate design all over the kitchen. But then I do this to keep it down, you know what I mean? It transfers that ice energy right to the bowl.
It's gonna be
Starting to
delicious.
thicken. It's gonna be super good. And we're gonna do like a quenelle, or you can pipe it or whatever on the
Could we
steaks later.
also save this for later if we want to like make it put in the fridge?
Yes. So this is the part of this chocolate steak thing that we're going to be cooking up that you can really do anytime. You can do this the day before, or 2 days before, 3 days before. This is like one of those pantry items, All right, it's starting to get thick, and then we're going to whip. I might need help whipping. When you're like cooking in restaurants all the time, your little chef muscles are always like high performance. Mm-hmm. But then if you're not using them every day, you're like, oh, my whiskey arms like kind of atrophies over time.
You gotta switch arms.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, so it's starting to thicken up, and once that starts happening, it's going to start to capture air once we start whipping it. So this is where I want to start whipping. And you could actually put this in a mixer if you want. So from here, we're basically whipping butter. And I'm sure you've talked with folks about this. You're like, this isn't whipping, right? That's stirring.
Depends who you ask.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You think this is whipping?
I mean, if you go really fast, it could be whipping.
Really?
Yeah, you go really fast.
This is whipping. I want to fold that air in. For me, anyways. Here, let me make sure this camera can see. Here, let's get rid of this. Thank you, brother. I love that Matt's here.
I love being here.
Isn't it fun? I love my coffee that
So
you made
fun.
me. All right, look. See, now we've got this moussey little ganache. And from here, we just want to add even more air before it gets too thick and too cold. So it's starting to get more pale. It's like a savory steak frosting.
Looks like a pudding.
Yeah.
steak pudding.
You're gonna keep turning a little more so we can get more of your arm muscle.
Yeah. I'm just trying to like riff off of Matt. I'm watching all his videos. I'm like,
paying off.
his arms are getting bigger in every single TikTok video I see him in.
Can we get Matt's arm too in here?
It's because of all the whipping.
Yeah. See, so we're getting nice and fair. It's pale. That's air. So we got lots of air in there. So this is our chocolate butter. And we can have like
Look at
a
that.
quenelle off later. So we'll sear up
We're
some
gonna
hot
do quenelle?
steaks.
I'll do a rocher, you do quenelle.
Yeah. Check it out. So this is our chocolate butter. We're ready for steak. So I'm gonna put this aside, and later when Matt and I cook up a couple of tenderloins, you know, we're gonna do it a couple different ways. I'm gonna show you the perfect, I'm worried to cook for my date and I don't wanna F it up version. And Matt's
I'll
gonna show you
the normal way to show that you care.
I didn't plan,
Because you
and
planned
you're gonna
ahead.
cook it so fast. How fast do you think you can cook a perfect steak?
Probably
Or just a good one?
6 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty
6
good.
minutes.
That's a good pickup. All right, that's it. That's our chocolate butter. And we're ready for
Beautiful.
steaks. So we're gonna put this aside, come back to it in a minute.
Cool. Let's do
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so we're gonna go to Nick for our giant souffle. We're gonna take everything we know about making souffles, including the ones he's just been prepping for later, and he's gonna make a giant souffle, and we're gonna see how it works out. We scoured the internet the last few weeks, and there's a lot of videos out there that I've seen that say giant souffle, but they're kind of like lumpy, crusty little things. We're going for the exact same iconic double in height, straight walls, flat top,
Steam-powered
perfect
foam tower.
Steam-powered foam tower. We're going for a perfect one, but a giant one. Nick, do you think you're ready for it?
Well, I'll walk you through what I'm working on right now and what I've learned so far. That souffle
Let's hear it.
takes a long time. So the average one, like I said, takes 17 minutes. So let's talk about the vessels for a second. A lot of people might think a souffle always has to be round. That is not true at all. You can have whatever dimensions on the top, shapes, sizes.
gray now.
You know, like I'm even using
Perfect.
a cannelé mold, and that works. It still gets a rise. Doesn't rise well because the sides aren't straight.
Thank you.
So across the board, we use 375 because that's our favorite temperature, but times are going to be different. 2 ounce takes 10 minutes, 8 ounce takes, 17 minutes, and then a 16 ounce bad boy, this one goes for 27 minutes. So we've even tried a little bit further, and we realized that 375 isn't the ideal temperature. It now becomes to be a dance between temperature and time. So I tried a big boy. This is 64 ounces. This is a 2-quart souffle with about 3.5 pounds of batter inside of it. So I tried to bake it at 375 to prove and see if it worked or not. It did not work. It actually blew out the sides, it stopped rising, didn't hit double, maybe about a quarter of the way up. So what I learned from that right away was when you think of baking, you always hear the term case hardening, where on the top the crust forms and there's nowhere for those gases to expand, and then it just blows out. Soufflés, that actually happens on the sides because you're using these insulated molds, but with higher temperatures like that, you're gonna set and cook the proteins, and there's no longer anywhere for those gases to expand, and so it just starts blowing out the side. So I began to think, typically in the first 5-10 minutes of a souffle, it pops. Once a souffle pops, you're almost in the green at that point because it's just gonna rise slowly from there. So after 10 minutes at 375, I wanted to drop the temperature to 325 to let it cruise and be a little bit more gentle. But for safe measure to prevent it from hardening on the sides, to slow down the rise, I actually wrapped it in foil to help insulate it and reflect some of the heat. So that's the trial we're doing today. Hopefully that works out. Judging from how long this one for 27 minutes at 16 ounces, I'm guessing this is going to take about an hour or so. So maybe we got another 20 minutes on it. So hopefully it works out. Stay tuned.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so one of the cool things about ChefSteps, for those who don't know, is we're all about the hows and whys of cooking. If you understand the hows and whys of cooking, you can get better results. You can, you know, you have like a bigger sandbox to play in when you really know what you're doing with food. So, da-da-da-da-da, to the whiteboard. I don't think I need a marker. Rick already doodled it. Oh wait, my graphic's covering up my whole thing. Can you make a graphic on the other side? There we go. Check it out. Camera's chasing. Let's go to the whiteboard. There we go. There's like lag or something. Can you guys see the whiteboard? I won't move it for a second. I think we had 3 people moving things. Check it out. What is a souffle? It's a steam-powered foam tower. Great copy. Rick, you're so brilliant. So here's one of the things that makes a souffle puff. Same thing that makes your cake puff, the same thing that makes, what else puffs? A donut, puff pastry, any of that stuff that puffs. Usually it's from steam. So sometimes, you know, there's other ways to rise things, but most baked goods is from steam. And one of the things I think a lot of people don't understand about steam is how powerful it really is. So check this out. You know, there's phase changes from water, right? So water, liquid water, when it turns to ice, we call it freezing. When something that's frozen goes to gas, we call it sublimation. When something goes from liquid to gas, we call it steam or gas. And here's water. Rick's doodled a perfect cubic centimeter. It is. Doesn't really look like it, but when water goes from liquid to steam, it grows exponentially. 1,600 times in volume is how much water expands when it turns to steam. And it's that expansion that makes your souffle rise. That was kind of like a creepy rise, like whoop, right? That's what pushes everything up. And the reason why Nick's doing his gelatinizing of starch or his hydration of starch is think about this other point. If you want a perfect souffle that's twice as high because it's gonna be super fluffy, and it's got a nice flat top so it holds on to it and it gets nice and crispy on top, and it's also molten in the middle, and it doesn't collapse. The reason why we gelatinize our starch is because that type of starch, which by the way, when I say gelatinized starch, just means hydrated cooked starch. So eventually you're gonna cook it, but if you cook it before the souffle cooks, what you end up with is kind of like every little air bubble that Nick's produced in the egg whites and the foam is now inside a little elastic little water balloon, right? You know when you fill a water balloon or just a balloon, it stretches. If I'm making a water balloon out of granules of flour, I can't hold on to that air. But if I make a water balloon out of starch, this analogy is breaking down. I don't know. But basically, instead of trying to hold on to all this air with granules of flour, you're holding it on with stretchy little elastic pockets. And that's why that gummy starch matters when you're trying to make a perfect souffle. And that's that one key step I would say. If you're gonna go after souffles, and I know you're gonna find a lot of recipes that say, just dump it in and fold it and whip it and all that good stuff, you could do it, but your souffle is gonna do one of these. It's gonna be like, brrr, and look all funky. Okay, if you want that perfect souffle that stands up, and that's not just for looks, that's holding on to texture, that makes it crispy on top and ooey gooey in the middle, that's where that pre-gelatinized starch comes from. It just takes a second. It's the same reason why you do it in like pot au choux and stuff, you know, if you're making eclair. And all you're doing basically is turning all that raw flour into one single network that holds on to all that steam. Look at our whiteboard. Rick, you did such a good job with this. I love this. So anyways, that's our souffle science. We're just talking about steam-powered foam towers. Go to ChefSteps.com. You got all sorts of goodies there. That's enough of that. So from here, I want to get to one of my favorite parts of this whole show. I'm very excited to talk to the one and only Rebecca Keene. She's from Guittard Chocolates. We're going to dial her in, and we're going to chat with her about all things chocolate. Okay? And I hope some of you guys watching get your questions ready, because I'm going to pass her off to you, and you're going to have a chance to ask her anything you want about chocolate. She's been doing it a long time. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi everyone. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
Doing well. Excited to be here.
Yeah. Oh, I love all that beautiful chocolate behind you. Or is it chocolate yet?
Not quite. It's just the pods, the beans, and you can see the white pulp behind me on this side, which is really sweet, gooey stuff, but we rarely see that here.
Yeah, I wonder how many people have actually had fresh cocoa like that. Like that fruit on the outside is actually so yummy when it's fresh. It's lovely. It's a lovely thing. So where are you out of? Why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and where we're calling you in from right now.
All right. I'm Rebecca. I'm the director of R&D from Guittard Chocolate Company. We are located in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I saw some people on here that are our neighbors from Napa and Central Coast. So hello. So Guittard is a family-owned chocolate company. They've been in San Francisco for over 150 years. A cool story there is that founder, Etienne, came over to California from France during the gold rush and was more successful making and selling chocolate than mining for gold. So here we are, fifth generation.
I love that. You'd think you'd strike it with gold, but no, it's chocolate. That's where the real money is.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm gonna open it up for questions in just a minute. So everybody who's tuning in, I'm sure you've bought some of Rebecca and team's products, Guitar Chocolates. They're in like stores all across the country. You guys probably sell overseas too, I would think. I grew up on your guys' products. I used to eat your guys' brownies from Costco all the time. It was my favorite brownie mix. It probably still is. It's so yummy. It's amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you some hardball questions first. Rebecca, are you ready for this?
Ready.
What's the best way to eat chocolate? Do you like to just eat it plain? Do you eat it like, do you like it melted? Do you like it on things? Are you a purist?
Well, I think it depends what you're trying to get out of it. If you're tasting
In my mouth.
Yeah, if you're trying to taste for the flavor of the chocolate itself, then eat a really good piece of tempered chocolate and think about it, enjoy it. You know, maybe pair it with your favorite wine for Valentine's or something. But personally, and we were talking about this the other day, chocolate chip cookies
Yes.
is my food to enjoy.
When can we exchange chocolate chip recipes for cookies? I wanna, like, we need to do like a chocolate chip cookie exchange and give each other notes. I really wanna try yours. You said yours is like
Definitely.
30 or 40% chocolate by volume, your actual chocolate chip cookie recipe?
Yeah, it's like, I think it's in the 30s, and we have some pastry chefs on our team. They're over in France right now for the Coupe du Monde, but they have some fantastic recipes
Love it.
we can share with you.
Okay, what about, is there a meal that you can think of where you don't have chocolate? I'm really struggling with that one. It's like breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner, right? There's all versions of chocolate everywhere.
Definitely. It's a versatile food.
Okay, are you ready for our ravenous audience?
Yes.
Let's do it. We've got Barry, I think, popping up next. Barry, where are you?
Hey guys. Pardon me?
I'm having trouble
right
hearing
here.
Barry.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, great. Rebecca, what is your favorite chocolate recipe?
ChefSteps chocolate souffle.
For chocolate or for using chocolate?
For using chocolate.
Guitar's chocolate brownies. It's amazing. We have 100% cacao, so chocolate liquor baking bars, and there's a gourmet brownie recipe in there. Oh my gosh.
Where can we get this recipe?
Amazing. It's on the inside of the box if you purchase the chocolate bars from.
It's like a
Oscar
golden
Street.
ticket.
I love it.
Exactly.
I love it. Thank you, Barry.
very much.
Thanks, Barry.
I'm gonna have to find out where he was at or where that picture's from. That was funky. Nick, did I hear you say souffles are ready?
Yeah, let's check it on.
All right, we're gonna come back to questions with Rebecca, because as Nick said, souffle waits for no one. So let's go to Nick and check on these souffles real quick. Rebecca, we'll come back to you in a second.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna lie, these went a little bit long, but let me show you what I'm seeing here. So when I'm looking at these souffles, first of all, the outside should be nice and shiny. That's from the sugar instead of the flour. The top on the rim should be flat. Also, you're gonna be getting some nice and toastiness. Toastiness is good because it's adding flavor and texture. It's gonna be a spongy, there's gonna be a molten, there's gonna be light crispness to it. You're also gonna be getting to see these fissures on this side. That's where you're dumping moisture and it's beginning to dry out. So let's get them out of here pretty quick.
Oh my gosh.
So they might not be as molten as normal, but they're gonna be very, very good.
I don't know how you're always making things so perfect.
Let's get some powdered sugar.
Oh my gosh, it's just like on TV. How long do you have to wait to eat these? Because they are like a zillion degrees in there, huh?
You don't wait.
What?
Don't wait. Trust me.
All right, go for it.
All right. All right, let's go into this guy. Cool. So let's get into the middle. Let's see. Okay, they're a little bit over, not as gooey as I want. but still extremely moist. You got nice crispy edges.
Well, you just like rip that thing apart.
Yeah, that's what you do, man.
It's like a little bear went after that thing.
Little baby bear.
Baby bear. Look how pretty. So this is the exact recipe on ChefSteps.com, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this was, it went a little bit too long in the oven, about 2 minutes. So if you pull it at the 17 exactly, it will be very molten.
Don't burn my mouth.
Do you want me to give you a bite? All right, here
Yeah,
you
I
go.
want to try one. I don't want to wreck your other ones.
Let's do it.
I don't know if we need them for anything, but you're just going to wreck them all? Okay, fine. Just stab into it. Oh my God, it looks hot.
You're a big boy.
I don't have a chef mouth anymore. Oh my God. Oh, now I'm tasting it. You know, one of the other things that's so simple that so few people get right with baked stuff is the salt.
Yes.
Like, this has just the right amount of salt. You could taste every little bit of toasty flour and toasty chocolate. Even the powdered sugar has a little bit more flavor if there's just the right amount of seasoning. So that's another thing I feel like we just don't point to enough.
Especially with dark chocolate, too. It
Yeah,
rounds out
so
that
good.
bitterness. But yeah, it's a nice vehicle where it's molten where you can eat it on its own. A lot of people do creme anglaise, but you can even add ice cream to it, where pretty much all creme anglaise is ice cream, but not all ice cream is creme anglaise.
Can you put a steak in there?
I don't know.
You could. All right, I love it. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
Should we check back in with Rebecca? Rebecca, I'm sorry.
Hello.
I'm sorry we caught you out there. Nick was like really trying to get these soufflés out of the oven. I wish we could hand you one.
I wish to.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it'll last. Do you think we could ship one down to San Francisco, Nick? Do you think it'll make it? Okay. All right, Rebecca, what do you think? Are we ready for another question? Who do we have lined
Yeah.
up? I do. I know Rick's got chocolate questions. I've got chocolate questions. Okay, Rebecca, here's one thing that I want to ask you. I was talking with you the other day, and you said you guys put lecithin in all your chocolate. And I know there's a lot of different chocolate out there on the market these days. There's all these like little indie bars and all this sort of stuff. And just for everybody who's listening, I was wondering if you wanted to mention, like, what is lecithin and why do you see it on chocolate labels? And how would you describe the difference of the experience of chocolate bars that have lecithin or don't?
Well, a lot of chocolate manufacturers use lecithin because it helps with flowability and fluid properties, and it can also help in certain applications as an emulsifier. So lecithin itself is derived primarily from soy or sunflower, and it has both hydrophilic and hydrophobic properties. So it helps form that bridge between the hydrophilic parts of chocolate. So the cocoa particles, or especially sugar, some of the non-fat milk solids, and then the continuous phase of cocoa butter.
For folks who don't know, hydrophilic, hydrophobic is parts of the product or chocolate that want to stick to water and parts that don't want to stick to water. So the lecithin is what brings them together, so they make a nice smooth emulsification. It makes your chocolate nice and silky, and it melts silky and looks silky and cooks silky. Yummy! So I'm just double checking, make sure everybody knows what we're talking about there. So lecithin, you guys put it in everything?
Not everything.
Not cocoa.
It really depends. So we don't put it in cocoa.
Yeah.
It is in a lot of our chocolates, but not all of them.
Yeah.
And it helps with, like I said, working with the flowability, fluid properties.
I love it. So what was the last chocolate experiment you did?
Right now, playing around with alkalizing a little bit.
Yeah? With fresh
So
chocolate, or what are you doing with it?
With cocoa powder and chocolate liquor. So you can play around with different alkalizing agents. So bases like baking soda, for example, that's a common one. There's a bunch of other ones that are in the standards of identity, but playing around with that, aeration, water, drying, temperatures, pressure, and you can get different colors, flavors, pH. it's really exciting.
You know, one of my favorite things I did with chocolate years ago, and I think we have a couple recipes on ChefSteps where we do this now, is pressure cooking it. So after it's already chocolate, pressure cook it, or even pressure cook white chocolate. And it goes to like that caramely amber, so it's gonna caramelize white chocolate. Have you ever done that? It's so
I
yummy.
haven't using a pressure cooker. That's interesting.
It's yummy. So it goes from like white to kind of this tan caramely color, and like a dulce de leche white chocolate bar. You guys should sell that. Speaking of selling stuff, you guys were generous enough to give everybody a discount. I think we had a code somewhere here. For anybody who's watching, you can go to Guitar Chocolates and get a discount for anything on the website. Should I say that? Is it anything on your website? Probably, huh, Rebecca? 15% off.
I'm not sure.
Well, we'll find out when they try to check out with the code. I love it. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you for joining us all the way from San Francisco via whatever tools we're using to get you online. Thank you for answering our fun questions, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you again next.
Thanks for having us.
Love it. Thank you so much. All right. You know, it's that time of day. It's Seattle. Let's see. Let's go to the weather. Let's check it out, guys. What's the weather?
Let me go see. Let me check real quick. It's looking kind of gray.
Hey,
It's kinda gray.
he says it's gray.
It's Seattle,
That's our weather
gray,
check with
sunny.
Matt. The weather's gray. What do you know? It's Seattle and the weather's gray. Dang, didn't see that one coming. Well, okay, from here, check it out. This is what I've been waiting for because I'm actually hungry. I need some protein. Matt and I need to feed our arms, apparently. Rick keeps talking about our arms. So I've got our chocolate butter here. I'm gonna go meet up with Matt outside, and we're gonna cook some steaks. We're gonna show you a couple ways to cook steaks. Here we go. Do 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 do. Yeah, oh my God, steaks! Hey everybody!
Hi.
What's up, Matt?
What's going on?
Okay, so we both get cast iron.
I put it on for you.
Oh, thank you, buddy. I'm gonna crank
All right,
mine.
What do you got?
Well, here's the thing. So we're gonna make our chocolate steaks. They're not like made out of chocolate. It's steak with chocolate butter. It's really good. I don't know if you guys were just watching the chocolate butter earlier, but we're gonna show you two ways. Have you guys ever heard about sous vide? Anyone ever here heard about sous vide? You have? Oh, I love it. We got like 3 or 4 hands. That's cool. So what I would say for this Valentine's Day, if you really don't want to mess it up, or you want all the time in the world, and you just want to be ready whenever, sous vide is the way to go. And I don't know if we had it on the screen, but we even had like a part of our sous vide tool, so you can kind of like see exactly how you want the steak to come out before you ever start cooking, right? It's easy. And then you just take it out, sear it in a pan, which I'm going to show you how to do. But this is it over here. I got 2 fillets cooking. Matt's going to show you, just in case you didn't make any plans at all, or you're in a hurry, he's going to show you how to cook an amazing steak super fast. So why don't you've been cooking for, decades, so let's chat through. What would you do? You got like 6-7 minutes to impress your date, and you got to cook steak. Go.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take this guy, slice it thin. Because I mean, if we just cook this fat guy like this, it's gonna probably take me 10-ish minutes. So I'll probably just do like a thinner slice, like such. And say you bought it from the store.
Yeah.
And it was like this, because usually a fillet is like that thick from the store. So
that's a nice looking piece of meat.
It is nice, yeah. So what I'd probably do is I would butterfly it. You could do it like
that. You guys know about that technique?
So you could butterfly.
You can keep butterflying and butterflying and butterflying.
And if you want to take your time, you could do it like this too. Just like that. Also, do we have oil here?
Yes. We've got some olive oil. We've got butter. Whoa. I love it. It's freezing out here.
It's nippy.
I don't even need a knife. I'm going to be able to like slice this steak with my nipples. It's cold. Ooh. Burr. Burr.
So the way I would do it too is I wouldn't put my oil directly on the pan. I like to season the steak. I'll put the oil directly on that.
I did reference it.
We're going, yeah?
Let's go. Okay, so check it out. We've got on the screen over here, I was just telling you about sous vide. Some folks haven't heard of sous vide. If you're cooking sous vide, we're gonna pop up on the screen how you get to see the future with sous vide. Are you gonna cue it up, Crystal? You asked me. There it is. You guys can download this app for free right now if you want to never mess up a steak ever again. You can pull your phone out right now. Or you can watch a screen, or you can do this. There's so many things to do right now. Okay, so I pulled my steak out sous vide. I think these are perfect. They're exactly what I want, 52 degrees. And then I just gotta sear the heck out of them.
You want some flaky salt?
That's his product.
Take it.
Oh my God!
There you go.
Oh. Are you gonna go basting?
So I'll probably baste it.
Whoa.
With that chocolate butter though.
Are you gonna baste with chocolate butter?
Chocolate butter.
Oh yeah.
We don't have
Here's our chocolate butter.
Kosher salt, but I'll use this salt. It's fine.
Kristan, could you get us a big mug of hot water, please? Thank you.
All right.
Chocolate butter.
What I'll do is I'll just season it first with salt, and I'll save my pepper for last because then the pepper can burn when I'm searing it.
I'm gonna use this one. Everything's cold. Everything's so cold.
It's good if you don't have a fridge.
I know. Catering in the wintertime is the best.
All right.
I love it.
Let me know when I'm ready.
Let's go.
All right. So I've got this cranked to 400.
You want this pan? This is hot.
It's fine.
You're good?
It's fine.
All right, here we go. I love it. This is the other thing I like about sous vide. I got all this like juice and oil. I'm just gonna go crazy on this. Oh my God.
If you want to get a good sear, you could also just put another pan on top.
Clunk.
Like such. There we go.
Wait, do we have a timer going?
Oh, we could put one on here. On the Control Freak.
I love it. Do you guys cook with fresh herbs ever?
Set a timer for 6 minutes.
Let's stop buying dry herbs.
6 minutes.
I love it.
You like thyme or rosemary in yours?
Both. Stand back. Thank you, Kristan. We want to make a rocher or something in a little bit.
Tight. Do we have spoons?
Yeah, we had some. Let's see. We got other super rocher spoons. We need like a big. I'll be right back.
Tight.
I need some fancy spoons. I need a rocher spoon.
Oh. So I put this skillet on top of this skillet so I could get a good sear. And look, we can kind of see down here how our sear's going. Yes, I do actually.
Choose your weapon.
This one right here.
Here, and I got some nice guys for a cannella.
I have tongs, but I'll use my fingers. That's fine.
You can use your fingers.
All right, it's fine.
You want a fork?
No, that's fine.
You don't want tongs.
So, good sear by pressing it
We're
down.
not at Dahlia Kitchen anymore. You guys remember Dahlia Kitchen? Or Palace Kitchen? Anybody ever go there? It's one of my favorite late night places for all the chefs. This guy was there for a long time. It's a solid spot. Are they gonna open, you think?
They're reopening this year.
Are they? I hope they do.
Yeah.
I haven't even started searing yet. I'm just making this like gnarly
You're already done.
herb butter.
You're already done. Your steak's ready.
I just love that.
I'm cooking mine.
I'm basically making like another fry butter for it first. All right, so if you cooked your steak, sous vide, they're already done, but they look weird, right? Because you just cooked them sous vide. They're basically like perfectly steamed meat.
Yeah.
You need the flavor. Now comes the flavor. They do look sad. This is where I start. Yeah, now that I got this like gnarly heat here. Oh my God. Yum.
So here's another thing to keep in mind if you do this inside. This is what it's going to look like inside.
Put your date over here.
So that's why we're outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice little sauna.
It's fun to have everybody outside. We've done this inside a few times. Been in the studio for 10 years. Twice have evacuated the whole market because the fire alarms went up. I'm not kidding. It's scary. And I just like run across the street to the other office and hide and hope the fire department doesn't find me. But they always do. They always find you. Mmm. Oh, yeah.
So what I'm doing now is, if I don't have a thermometer, I can just kind of feel it. And if you use like the finger method on your hand, what is it, like index is rare,
Yeah, 1, 2,
this is mid-rare, mid-well, well.
That's old school.
That's old school. So if you want to just do it like that, you could do it like that.
This is like a classic technique too. I feel like a lot of folks don't do at home. Basting. You guys baste? You do a little steak or a piece of fish? Poêlée, baste. I got a yes over there. She knows what's up. It's this. Look at this. You're like frying. The other thing about basting, when you have a bunch of butter, it stops your butter from burning. Because you're constantly moving it around, cooling it, heating it, cooling it, heating it. Oh my God. I think we're about done, huh?
Pretty much.
Buddy, we're killing it. Are you gonna finish with steak or with chocolate butter?
Oh yeah. I'm assuming it would burn if I put that in now.
I don't know. I'm gonna turn my pan off.
I'm also kind of like infusing the herbs with the butter in the pan. That's what you already did.
Yes. Smells so good. Look at this. And then you gotta finish it like this. Just get them in there. Oh my God. So whenever I'm cooking a steak, I like to get it out of the pan and it's done. Done with that. Easy peasy. So I got my steaks here. We're ready to eat. Matt, this is so fun.
So fun. Chocolate butter, delicious.
Look at that. You just want to eat that? Mmm. Should we do a little reveal? Gave away all your salt.
Would love
You got
to.
a little bowl?
No, I got a bunch. I got a
little
bunch.
white one? Oh, right here.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna do a little bit of this guy.
Where are you resting?
I got a plate here. You got a plate. Oh, I got a for resting. I just threw them in here.
It's a fun bowl.
Isn't it? Okay. Should we do a reveal here? Oh my gosh, these look good. Here, let's check it out. We can do like a little 1, 2. Oh yeah. Look at that. Mmm.
Well, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. That's sous vide magic. It's so easy. What do you need, buddy?
Are you doing a quenelle?
I'm gonna pop a little quenelle out. Yeah, check this out. I'll do a little mushed quenelle. Bum, 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 bum. Fancy little old school chef technique.
Maybe some chiefs.
Favorite way to scoop ice cream.
My timer just went off and the steaks are already done.
This is our chocolate butter. Whoa. You can give it a little, whoa, a little smash. A little bit of this salt, a little bit of this salt. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh my God. Mmm. You want to try it? We have any meat eaters out there? Well, I've got some big hunks of meat here. Here, should we do a little lineup before we sell them? Matt, you did cook a steak pretty dang quick.
I tried. I tried to beat your sous vide.
It's all the years of late night cooking in all those restaurants.
All the years.
Hurry, hurry,
Is that all we're doing there? Just a little bit?
Yeah, just a little steak butter. Well, how do you want it?
Where's my quenelle spoon? All right.
I've got an extra one here too. I'll plate up another one for anyone else. Ooh. Oh, dang.
Some of the flaky salt.
Is our table set up?
Flaky salt. There we
Crystal?
go. Done. There we go. Steak in
That's Gene and
6-ish
Christian.
minutes. And yours took how long in the sous vide?
Mine took like an hour.
Hour.
But I was doing other stuff.
Yeah, you were. You were
watching TV,
you were with
making
the lady.
TV. Yeah.
It's good.
Cool.
So there's a steak 2 different ways.
Super fast, super slow. One more.
That looks pretty too. Maybe some cheese in that?
Yeah, yeah. Please. Here, before it gets too cold. There we go. Dig in. Just go for it. That's a brand new fork. Just shoot it. Use your hands.
We have another little plate somewhere?
You want a plate? How about one of these?
Yes, fuck it.
Shoot.
There we go.
You guys have any questions about cooking steaks? Valentine's Day's coming. Any type of steak. Did you get one from Don and Joe's upstairs, you know? Which steak do I get? How do I cook it?
Actually.
Which is the best animal to eat or not eat? Turn on that mic for him.
Hello?
I can hear you.
I'm Timothy. This is my girlfriend, Jacqueline.
Timothy and Jacqueline, use the mic. Use the mic so everyone online can hear you. We've got thousands of people online.
Hello.
Let's do it.
We've been trying to learn how to cook steak the past few months.
Oh man, that's a lot of steaks you probably went through.
Like 3.
Okay.
Maybe once or twice a month.
Yeah.
We've been trying to cook it at a medium rare.
Yep.
And every time we've cooked it, we've either cooked it basically well done.
Yeah.
Or a little bit too rare.
Yeah.
We got to throw it back on the pan. And so, what are your tips for timing, or like I know the little finger
The fingertip that Matt just talked about?
Does it work?
I don't think it's working for you.
It works.
I don't
It
think
sounds
so
like it's
either.
not working for you.
Yeah.
Maybe your hands are too tough.
Too strong.
Yeah, the calluses.
Well, I mean, the short, easy answer is cook sous vide. I know it sounds silly, but I don't know if you just saw the first part of the demo, but maybe Crystal can put on the screen one more time so you can see. It's a cooking tool that you can actually just choose the results and the doneness before you ever begin cooking. That's step one, is just spend some money and buy an awesome steak cooking machine. But step two would be use a thermometer. Honestly, thermometers are like amazing. They make them $10 for really amazing digital thermometers these days. Ah, well, Sula Tob's right upstairs. Thank you. 52 Celsius for a rare steak. 125 Fahrenheit. Medium rare, 132 Fahrenheit. 57 Celsius. Yeah, thank you guys. Love it. Oh wait, do we have a giant souffle? What's the biggest souffle you guys have ever seen? A chocolate souffle? They're like what, like this big? Never seen one? Oh my gosh, we've got an amazing master chef inside cooking up the biggest perfect souffle you've ever seen. I think we might have enough spoons, I'm not sure.
Damn. I'm turning this on.
Yeah, kill it. There we go.
Warm.
I love it. All right, let's check on this souffle. We're gonna be back in 2 seconds.
I'm coming to you, man.
This is why we had the table. What happened to the little table?
Boom.
What?
Shit.
I feel like I redeemed myself with this one. The other one was slightly overcooked. This guy's got a nice jiggle to it. A little bit of the fizz.
All right, you have to just walk that outside and do a lap real quick. Show all these folks. Just do one of these.
We got ice cream and cups out there for him.
Hold it up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I know, I want to get my foam out. Oh my god, look at it. Boom. What about the powdered sugar?
Spank it. Oh yeah, let's get that on there.
Dude, that is a Mondo souffle. Right?
Chili.
It's cold out there, yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Should we go out there and serve it? What do you guys want to do?
Well, if souffle's ready, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's just let folks, we got spoons for everybody? Let's just let some audience have it. We're switching up the show here because this thing's ready.
out.
You got a camera on it? Yeah. Ooh. Look at this thing! Oh my gosh, that's a Valentine's Day. That's a Valentine's Day. All right. Matt and I, we're gonna sit here and eat this all by ourselves, but I feel like everybody can yeah, we got a fresh spoon for everybody, and I'll just come back with a bin.
That looks insane.
I'll walk it around in a second.
The cups.
Who needs a spoon? Oh, you want some audience? Oh, cute. Who wants to try a chocolate souffle? Thinking you go crazy on some ice cream?
We got cups here.
Cute! Wait, who gets to sit with her?
You.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Wait, now Matt, you just lost your seat.
You want me to serve you guys?
Let's serve everybody up. We're gonna like serve up everybody here. All right, Matt, help me out. Look. This just became a date of 20.
How are we doing this? Dope.
I love it. Let's go. Look at this thing. You want to get in here? Let's check this out. What's your favorite part of a gooey souffle? The crispy outside or the gooey middle? Oh my gosh. Matt, get it! Let's serve up Madam too. Do you want ice cream or what?
Gooey still?
Yeah. Some ice cream? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah! Here we go. All right. Where's Nick?
This is insane looking.
Or Christian. I need somebody to help me here. Who wants a little hunk of fresh souffle? Okay. Yes. We're just rolling with it. What's up? You'll do it? You do that. Well, good. Whoa, don't look at the edges of the cup. Boom. Tall cup. Love it.
Do you need help?
No, just try it and tell me what you think.
Oh, okay.
Is it yummy? How is it? Is it good? Yeah. Is it real good?
It's really good.
Can I have a bite of yours?
Yes.
Mmm. This guy made it.
So good.
You guys want to give Nick a round? That's yummy. Look how beautiful it is. Why is it so cold today? It was like nice yesterday. It's good for the ice cream.
Ice cream?
I love it. Who needs one? All right.
Yeah?
Aurora. Where can I see her? Wait, I got something. Hey, Rick, or Jane, can you just grab like 3 aprons in that box back there?
Dude,
Let's give a few away right here, too.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's so rad.
Where's Aurora? I see her. Aurora, hi. How are you doing?
Unmute.
You get one of our brand new design aprons from Henley & Bennett. We love them. Thank you, Ellen, for designing these for us. And Aurora, can't wait for you to have your apron. Coming soon. Love it. All right. Wait, we got a few more aprons coming. Crystal, are we skipping Q&A? Is that what we're doing? I can't tell what you're telling me.
Wants to lick the ball.
Sounds like Crystal's telling me. Where are these? Let's go. Where are these at?
Oh, it's kind of hot.
They're on Casey's desk. It's a big pot.
That would hurt the hands.
Oh my God, he's so handsome.
I'm gonna try to scrape for these people.
I know you're cold. Burn! We need blankets. Well, we said we would do it. Sit down. Oh my gosh. Wait, we finished it. Good work, everybody. World's biggest souffle. There we go. All right. We've got a few.
You get an apron. You get an apron.
You get an apron, and you get an apron. Wait, I don't want to give it to you in plastic. Who gets another one?
Just throw it.
Throw it?
Throw it.
Are we gonna throw a bouquet?
Yeah.
Matt can do the honors. Just gotta throw it behind you.
I want to. Okay.
You aren't gonna hit it. It's just an apron.
All right.
Ow! Love it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
See you at the next one.
Cool. Thank you all.
And thank you, everybody online. Really appreciate it. We'll see you guys soon. See you at the next ChefSteps Live. Everybody have a beautiful Valentine's Day. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you all.
What temperature is like turning?